Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is he'd revive Salah. Liverpool can sign Europe's best player for just £80 million. Liverpool are cruising toward the Premier League title, with a variety of scenarios meaning that Arne Slot's side could have the quest wrapped up before the end of the week. However, FSG and sporting director Richard Hughes will be hard at work on the transfer front, getting everything in order ahead of the summer window. Although Liverpool have exceeded expectations this term, there's a sense that the Reds carry a number of weaknesses that need to be ironed out ahead of Slot's second season at the helm, with Mohamed Salah the architect of most of Liverpool's success in and around the final third. His contract has been renewed, but the 32-year-old's form has also dipped, and it's clear that work needs to be done in order to bring him back to his A-game ahead of the 2025-26 campaign. Mohamed Salah's dip in form. Salah has gone 6 games without a goal in all competitions, with his performances in particular against Paris Saint-Germain and Newcastle United drawing criticism from some onlookers. However, it's hardly surprising that he's plateaued of late, having carried the weight of a multi-title challenging football club on his back for the lion's share of the season. Salah, for what it's worth, has posted 32 goals and 23 assists across all competitions this season, with Sky Sports' Jamie Carragher saying he's one of the greatest players we've ever seen in the Premier League. And anyway, it's not as if he's been dismal of late. As per SofaScore, the 32-year-old has created 7 big chances since last scoring in the Premier League 4 games ago, hitting the woodwork twice during the recent victory over Leicester. Salah remains head and shoulders ahead of his goal-scoring rivals in the race for the Premier League Golden Boot, even though it's been 4 fixtures since he last made the net bulge. His Liverpool teammates haven't been the most helpful in front of goal, with FSG set to bring in some fresh firepower this summer. Set to win the English title, Liverpool are gearing up to aim big, with one of Europe's foremost players on the club's radar. Liverpool learn conditions for world-class forward. According to transfer insider Graham Bailey, Liverpool have learned that they could potentially sign Rafinha this summer, with financially troubled Barcelona not against selling their most valuable asset. With a vested long-term interest in the winger, Arsenal and Chelsea are both keen too, and intermediaries have informed Premier League suitors that he could be available for around an £80 million transfer fee. Stay tuned for more updates on LFC Transfer HQ, transfer moves, player signings, and latest news. Don't miss subscribe for more LFC Transfer HQ news. Our second news is surprise new name added to Liverpool striker shortlist. Liverpool's last attempt to bring a striker to the club ended up with a cheque for £85 million being signed for an underperforming player, and the club has vowed to not make the same mistake again. That striker in question was Darwin Núñez, who is now likely to leave 3 years on from his arrival, as it has become crystal clear that he is unlikely to succeed in his current environment. During the time he spent with us, he will have won a Carabao Cup and a Premier League, although his role in those achievements has been significantly more limited than we all expected from him. The 25-year-old has 40 goals in 138 appearances. For a club as big as Liverpool, that just isn't enough. As such, the Reds are on the hunt for a new striker, although the due diligence being done is remarkably comprehensive. No stone will be left unturned before a decision is eventually reached. Striker search widens to include Ollie Watkins. Liverpool have looked at most players available on the market by this point. Alexander Isak is the ideal candidate, although Newcastle want £100 million. João Pedro at Brighton has been considered, although they want a similar figure. And now Hugo Ekitike's price tag has skyrocketed after some statement performances for Eintracht Frankfurt. Beyond those 3, Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko and Liam Delap have all been inquired into, but no one has really managed to come out on top. The club is still searching for something. And now we get to this report from Football Insider, linking Liverpool to a potential move for Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, a rumor that has quite literally come out of nowhere. Arsenal had been lurking around Watkins earlier this season during the winter transfer window, but decided against making a rash decision in favouring of waiting until the summer. However, since then, Watkins has been somewhat pushed out at Villa because Manchester United loanee Marcus Rashford has taken his opportunity with both hands, occasionally leading the line for Emery's side. As such, it seems plausible that he could be pushed out, although whether Liverpool go in for him is another story. The current intel is that the Reds are closely monitoring him, which seems harmless. Watkins has proved himself to be a consistent goalscorer over the years, scoring 15 goals in 5 of his last 6 seasons for Aston Villa and Brentford, although his experience in Europe is limited. Furthermore, he is 29 years old and Arsenal's winter bid of £60 million was rejected, a figure which is probably around the maximum that Liverpool would probably consider paying for him. The traditional approach that FSG take when it comes to football transfers involves buying the next big thing rather than anyone in the prime of their career, and in terms of both age and cost, Watkins doesn't fit. Our last news is Liverpool tipped for sensational triple signing as legend blast star whose head is full of mush. Liverpool icon Mark Lawrenson has named the 3 positions Arne Slot's side should bolster in the summer, while also criticizing striker Darwin Núñez. Liverpool fans were unsure what to expect at the start of the season as the club adjusted to Slot following the shock departure of legendary figure Jurgen Klopp last summer. The Reds have adapted brilliantly to Slot's methods and are on course to win the Premier League title with 4 games to spare. They can do this by beating Tottenham Hotspur at Anfield on Wednesday. The triumph will see Liverpool match Manchester United on 20 English League titles. Liverpool had also been hoping to win at least one cup competition. They reached the League Cup final but were surprisingly beaten by Newcastle United at Wembley last month. Plymouth Argyle dumped them out of the FA Cup in February, while they lost to Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League last 16. Despite this, it has still been a fantastic season for Liverpool on the whole. And the club is preparing for a busy summer to ensure more success next term. Lawrenson believes his former club will improve both fullback positions, with Trent Alexander-Arnold nearing a Real Madrid move and Andy Robertson on the decline. I think they might sign a left-back and a right-back, he said on TalkSport. And the thing about Trent, going once the guy comes in, he's under pressure, isn't he? He knows that everybody's kind of looking and thinking, are you going to be as good as Trent Alexander-Arnold? In the times he's played, Connor Bradley, he's played very, very well. Lawrenson continued, it's different when all of a sudden you know you're going to play every single game. So I think they'll sign a right back, I think they'll sign a left back. Left back probably more urgently than a right back. Attention then turned to Liverpool's attack, which has been boosted by the news that Mohamed Salah will be staying for 2 more years. Unlike Salah, centre-forward Núñez is at risk of being axed as he has failed to live up to expectations. Lawrenson said, they'll let Núñez go, before adding, he's got so much pace, he stretches opposition defences, Kerkez, Frimpong among Liverpool targets. Liverpool's top target at left-back is understood to be Milos Kerkez of Bournemouth. He is valued at £45 million and has also been linked with Manchester City and Arsenal, though Liverpool are favourites to snap him up. Liverpool are considering whether to stick with Bradley at right-back or pursue a new addition. If they opt for the latter, then Bayer Leverkusen's Jeremy Frimpong could be a fantastic option as he loves to get forward and notch goal contributions. In terms of a new striker, Aston Villa ace Ollie Watkins and Eintracht Frankfurt's Hugo Ekitike are both under consideration at Anfield.